Okay. Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a nice weekend. You know, the past weekend wasn't the weather. The past weekend wasn't exactly what I prefer. You know, kind of cloudy, and actually had rain on Saturday, and I had to attend a funeral. Imagine that you have to wait and you know in Rose Hill
Mm.
on top of the hill, and then you know watching the casket going down. And it was cold and wet, and you know it wasn't a very good experience. But anyway, I liked it the longer day though, you know, the like even at 8 o'clock, which is still has sunshine. So I feel that I have more working hours, working time, and it's I like in general I like summer better than winter, and this is a good time to you know, to wrap up your engine and do your business. And there's a good season to do it. Usually they from March to September are the best months for real estate. So and also you know we can see a lot of more activity in the office too. So that is good. So let's work together. Okay. All right. Now let's. I'm sorry to tell you that Marie cannot attend the meeting today and do the affiliate spotlight because of personal reasons. Instead of her presentation, we'll open the forum to all the agents and they can share their ideas, their thoughts and or their listing or pitch the you know their listing too. Instead, we'll go directly to all the affiliates today. We have a few. Nancy was the first one to come in. And Nancy, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Peter, Michelle. It's so nice to see everybody on Monday mornings. I know rainy days are hard. We're Californians. We like sunshine. But the kids used to ask me, Mom, can you not go to work because I have a day off and stuff? And this is what I used to tell them. I said, I will stop working when the bills stop coming in. And that's my philosophy to keep going. And if you have young children, it's a great excuse. Say, here are the bills. I have to work because of that. So Nancy Chan, worked in the industry 43 years, going on 44. I'm still here. I love what I do. And John and I and a lot of affiliates, we've known each other for years. It's very valuable for me to have your relationship that we built together, and I appreciate all of you. And if you need any help, Nancy Chan, Lawyer's Title, is here to help you. Thank you so much, Peter and Michelle.
Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate that.
Nancy.
And John, go ahead.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for allowing us to be here. It's great to see everybody on a Monday morning. It's a great time to be out there cold calling, touching your sphere of influence, and wear your badges like I am. What I wanted to remind you is you can order your Snap NHD up front, take it with you on a listing appointment, but definitely get it when you get your listing because you only pay when it closes, okay? If you don't close, no pay. The other thing is I wanted to pitch. I'm inviting everyone to come to my lunch and learn on Wednesday afternoon. What is it, at 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the training room. There'll be a lunch and learn, pizza and salad and whatever else Michelle likes to bring, and learn about how to fill out the FHDS card form. When is it necessary? What is the wildfire disclosure report? All those things I'm going to touch base on and let you guys know. I've been in the business for 30 years. This is all I do, and I'm here to answer your questions and partner with you in your success. I thank you very much because when you guys do business, I get to do business, and I'm very blessed to be able to do this and be a part of your office. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Michelle. Looking forward to a great meeting.
Thank you, John. Looking forward to the lunch and learn on Wednesday. I know that you have a lot of information for us. That's all, as always. So
thank you.
Forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it as well.
Okay. The next is Unita Wolf, HWA, the home warranty. Unita, go ahead.
Good morning, Peter, and good morning, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America, the 13 months home warranty. spring, coming in, and summer is coming in soon. So the AC is going to get really, really hot coming up soon, even though I know right now it's a little bit rainy. But I just want to remind everybody, we do have an AC coverage. We do also have a roof leak coverage. These are all part of your home warranty plan. So if you have any home warranty that you need, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to work with you and let me know how can we be able to help you. We're still saying on the $75. We have that homeowner insurance deductible and financial shield included. So let us know how we could be able to help you. And I do speak English, Chinese, Mandarin, and Indonesian too. Then I will be able to connect with your client when you need it. Thank you again, everybody, for your support. I appreciate you guys. Have a great Monday.
Thank you, Yunita. I was wondering, since summer's coming, the AC needs a lot of maintenance. Do you do maintenance services?
We don't do any maintenance cover, but we have a coverage for air conditioning up to $5,000. So it has to be a normal wear and tear. So anytime they have an issue in the future, they could file the claim. And if they're running any issue, everybody, please reach out to me directly. I'm here to help. I want to make sure it's a win-win situation. The more high-end like office order under you guys, if there is anything that needs some kind of favor, I'd be happy to help that for you guys.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, now since we don't have the, let's see, this is all the affiliates that we have, Michelle? I think that's all right.
Yes.
Do we have any more affiliates? They came in late or in the training? No. If not, then as I said, I will open the forum at this time for, instead of the affiliate spotlight, we'll open the forum to everybody to share the idea, the practices, the thrill of success and the agony of defeat, and share with us, or pitch your listing or your open house. Okay, so at this time I'll open to everybody. Anything you want to share?
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, Peter. How are you?
Yes,
Good.
Kwan, go ahead.
I have a new listing coming in in Apple Valley. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's almost 1,800 square feet. The lot size is 4680. And I'm gonna list it for 440 with a 6% commission.
Okay, 6%?
Yeah.
That's the commission between the listing agent and the selling agent?
Well, I'm gonna sell
Half
it.
and
So
half?
we're keeping everything, Pete. We're gonna sell it.
Yeah, good. Very good, Kwan.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and at least we keep it in the same company, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And then I still have another property in Arleta. I'm gonna have a price adjustment around $40,000 drop. I have had offers, but they're too low, and I probably have open houses this Sunday.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I'll post it on the
Okay.
social media.
Yeah, if you need some help on the open house, just let us know. We
I
can
do need
arrange
to
that.
talk. I'll talk to you when I get to the office because I need to fix my signs, and I need. I'll talk to you when I see you.
Okay, no problem. I'll be here.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else want to share? Or their listing or the reduction in price?
Peter, I do want to let everybody know too, if you guys having a listing and you need the flyers holder, like, you guys need door hanger to do that farming, whatever you guys need, reach out to me. This is what I'm here for. I want to make sure I could help you out with that too. And then we do have a listing coverage as well that could be placed under the seller's coverage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Don't be shy. We are all in one family, right? You can share.
Hey, Peter, this is Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy.
I wanted to add something. So just recently I did my first lease listing, and it was an experience because it was my first time doing it. So now I knew the do's and the don'ts. And the do's is yeah, you market the property kind of the same way you do as open houses and stuff like that, and you get all the phone calls. And then what happens, the don't is not always good to go in with a tenant that has an agent, because sometimes that agent isn't as experienced as other people. And in fact, I wasn't experienced. I pretty much had to do most of the work and help him out. And so that was one of the things, just if anyone plans to doing it, if this is their first time, to make sure it's not always advisable to go with someone that has an agent. You know, if you're the listing agent for the owner, and you find a buyer, or you find a tenant, a potential tenant, sometimes now it's not always good to go in with someone that has an agent, because then they're going to want a percentage, and then you don't even know what they're going to do, because sometimes that person was lost and he's like, oh, can you send me this? And can you send me that? And I'm like, I pretty much sent all that stuff. You have to retrieve it yourself. So that was an experience. And now I know that next time, if I ever do a lease, a listing again, I'll try to focus more on tenants that don't have agents. I know that's kind of sad, or that's kind of might be selfish, but sometimes the other agents don't know. And I pretty much have to chase down documents and signatures. And even after all that happened, it was about a month, I had to chase everyone down and get extra signatures and initials and stuff like that. So, but I wouldn't mind doing it again, because it's a great experience. But like I said, one of my experiences, you know, what am I going to do if someone comes in with an agent, and do I tell the agent, well, do you have experience? Are you going to do this? You know, so that's sometimes they should always know what to do. But apparently this person said, well, this fell into my lap. My cousin wanted me to help him out because he was busy. I've never done this before. So I was like, oh my goodness. So no, it was a lot of work, but it was a good experience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Jimmy, did you get your renter's report with Snap? It's free.
no.
It's a flood zone only.
Okay.
Just send it to me.
Okay.
Shoot it over to me. I'll get it for you. It's free.
Can do that. So yeah.
I'll be
I have a
happy to do that
question.
for you.
It's Rebecca. Michelle,
Yes.
maybe we can have a class on doing leases, because I've never done one either.
The next class is on leases. I just drafted it
Oh.
Friday.
Okay, great.
Because I'm
Okay.
noticing,
Friday, this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Michelle? Yeah.
Okay, good.
because
I'll
I'm
do that.
noticing that there's a little bit of a struggle. You know, the lease agreement is, the actual car lease for residential has all the right check boxes, but sometimes we miss them. So we're going to go over that again.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We'll go over the residential lease first, right? And then
Yes.
the next week we'll go through the commercial.
Right.
Okay, good.
Commercial is a little different than
I also want to
residential.
add something else, that I think it was a good experience because I was able to use SkySlope. So thanks to Ana Flores and thanks to Jackie and you know and Jenny, they helped me out. So and I love SkySlope. I have it on my phone now, and I can look, and you know, whenever I'm over, I can make sure which documents are in and which documents are not and stuff like that. So very, very good experience.
Yeah, if anybody wants help, we have plenty of help available. Michelle, me, and Anna, and Jenny, Jen Chan can help you guys. And so don't be bashful. You know, if you need some help, hey, you know, ask for it. You'll be given. Okay.
What
Okay,
time
thank you.
is the class on Friday? 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, Mary, you should attend. The lease is very, very useful training for you.
Okay, Peter, this is
Yeah,
Catherine.
Catherine, yes.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to say thank you for inviting me to the open house with the commercial. Very nice. I didn't get a chance to go up on the top floors, but the ones that I've seen, I kind of put in my mind how they were too. They're very nice. And if I run across anyone that's looking to buy a condo or anything, I will do that. You know,
Okay.
to over there, but it's well put together. I can say that.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you for coming to the open house. And just like what I said, if you have a buyer, all you have to do is introduce the buyer to Nina, and Nina will do the rest. You don't have to hardly have to do anything, and she can split the commission with you. Okay, so
Okay.
anybody who has a buyer, just let Nina know. Very nice condo, very nice. Okay, anybody else want to share? And also, we had a very nice interview with Richard Wang on Friday, and he talked about his experience, his journey from residential to commercial, and it's a very nice sharing, and then everybody like it, and it's so amicable, and then he's so humble. And then he's so successful, it really only takes a dedication and commitment to be successful. So if you have anything that you like to learn from him, and he's willing to share with you. So if you need to contact him, let me know. And we do have some working as a team, and it's very successful. Such as like the Cody and Cindy Fan, also the Ruben and the Sunshine, and Richard and the Lens, and the other what's the other one? I have another one that is very successful too. But so what I'm saying is that working as a team may be good for someone who needs some help from each other, and there's a synergistic things to do, because you can kind of rub shoulder with each other and get support from each other. So I would strongly recommend that if you can work with somebody as a team, that's the way to go. Okay. All right. Anybody want to share?
Peter,
Yes.
I was wondering if you could go over why we don't handle wire transfers from our hand or our email to our clients.
Oh yeah, this
Please.
it's very important that we don't touch or get involved with the wire transfer, because this is the most prevalent fraudulent things that you can get involved with, and without knowing what is going on, and it can be a very the big disaster, because it's usually involve a lot of money. So in other words, if you got involved with even with the wiring transfer instruction, you can be sued because if something goes wrong, whoever got become the victim will sue everybody, including the agent. I have gone through some lawsuits where involved over $500,000, and when it goes to the court, it's very difficult to get out, because if you get involved with it, you are somehow responsible, because they're talking about comparative liability. So never touch the wiring instruction. All you need to just say to the seller or the buyer and say that, hey, when you are wiring money, you should do it yourself, and instruct the escrow to do it for you, and not to go over through you in any one of the wiring instructions. Okay, you have anything to add, Michelle?
Yeah, that includes, handing it to them, anything. Just let escrow take care of that. Just fingers off of that email or your hands. Don't hand it to them. Let escrow hand it to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the transaction with over on Champo, I was pretty much trying to be involved in everything, and I realized, wait a minute, escrow has to take over this and that. So, yeah, another learning experience.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share?
This is Buddy. I got another
Okay,
question
Buddy.
regarding that handling of deposits of the buyers. Are we still also, I guess, legally responsible if, let's say, we do it the old way, where the cashier's check
Oh.
buyer is transferred to the escrow?
I don't think we do the checks anymore, right, Michelle?
Oh, normally, well, what defaults in at least the RPA is a wire transfer, but if they wish to do a cashier's check, they need to have permission, because escrow could either say, I'll take it or I won't. But we don't touch those. We ask the clients whether it be a wire to get the wiring instructions directly from escrow or a cashier's check. They need to hand carry that in themselves or make arrangements, not through us.
Yeah, we don't touch the fund anymore because it can be tricky. You know, if we lose the check or if we misplace the check, we have a lot of liabilities.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Sure. Anything else? Well, if not, I have a few announcements to make. As you know, the CRE win is going strong, and we are halfway done. We only have 5 more sessions. Well, after that, you will get certified being a commercial agent, and you can enjoy the publicity of the Core Banker commercial, and you can have access to all the resources in the CBC dash. So that will be a very good tool for you as a commercial agent. And I'm glad that everybody was attending as a plan. And as you know that you in order to pass or should I say qualify for the class, or you have to attend at least 80% of the attendance. In other words, you can only miss two sessions. Now, if you really have difficulty in attending, you have to contact George Best, and he will arrange it, other session for you to make it up for that. Okay. But so far we're doing pretty good, and everybody's attending as planned. And as I said, the most of the class material is very beneficial. We learn a lot. And the next session is on the financial, the real estate financing, and it's going to be a very, very good class and give you all the practical tools to do the analysis and do the performance and do whether whether a project is feasible or not, and you can convince your client accordingly. So make sure that if you are registered for a class, make sure that you attend this class. This is very important. Okay, and then also we have Lunch and Learn, as John Wax said, that he has a lot of information for you, and it's all about
FHDS car form.
Well, what they want?
FHDS, FHDS car form, wildfire disclosure.
Right.
When is it necessary? What part has to be filled out, and what does it apply?
Yes. Okay. Thank you for helping me out.
You're welcome. No worries. No worries. I'm here for you, Peter. I got your back.
Okay. So it will be a very educational
exactly.
Learn, and so make sure that if you have time, attend the class. You won't regret.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do. All right. Looking forward to it.
It's Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And then on Friday training, as Michelle said, that she'll go over the residential leasing. That should be a rich, interesting training also, because a lot of agents are doing more the leasing, and leasing is pretty lucrative if you look at the way that it doesn't take as much time, and it's pretty simple. And once you consummate the lease, you get the commission, and the commission can be very hefty, especially when you're talking about the commercial space for 10 years lease, millions of dollars, it can be very rewarding. Okay, so this Friday at 1 o'clock, Michelle will be training on that. Okay, any questions? No questions. Then I'll go into the business
production.
Last week. The listing and the sale for last week was a little light. We only have 4 new listing and 4 escrows. But the past week we have a lot of closed escrow. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 escrow last week. So Anna was very busy, closing escrow. So that's a good sign. I think that the business is getting better, and that is very good for everybody. Okay, so let me tell you about our new listing. Then we have, as I said, we have 4 listings. The first one is for Dora Leong. Is a commercial lease, 2,200 per month. And then mainly for residential in Azusa for 1,488,888. Nina Shi has a condo in Alhambra for 884,000, and Alden Lai has a lease in the Pomona for 3,200 per month. As for the new escrows, we have Nina Shi. Double-ended a condo in the Alhambra for 884,000, and we have Oscar Constrello, a condo in Almonte for 690,000, and also we have Antonio Rodriguez with a residential in Hamlet, 364,000. Lastly, we have Camellia Vera, a residence in Monrovia for 1.05 million. So that's all the listing and the sales we have. Do we have any new ones that I didn't or that I forgot to mention, or do you have any reduction in price? Anybody? No?
Oh, we just got
Yeah.
an accepted offer on a duplex in San Bernardino for 707,000.
Okay.
So escrow is going to open today.
Oh, good. This was
Congrats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. If not, then I'll just do share my presentation.
Peter, I'm here.
Oh, Doug?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Doug, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
I'm sorry.
So, I read a lot of books, and it's really interesting. It's on human nature and stuff. And you know how when you talk to your kids or your parents or your clients or a friend, you become a different person. You talk differently to people. But the main thing is be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Always be yourself. And the real important thing here is you want to listen to people. Do you know that I've read books on famous people, that somebody's interviewing a famous person, and that person talked for 2 hours straight. And then they said the person that interviewed them was a great conversationalist, and they became friends. Just let people talk, especially when you go out on appointments and stuff. Don't go out there and do all the talking. Ask questions and let them talk, because not only will you get more information, but you'll become, they'll like you better, and they need to like you if they want to work with you, right? So that's some real important stuff for you. Also, on a different note, I do want to say something, that when we were in the Arcadia office, all the staff got along really good. and we were like a family there. And when I came to Alhambra, to be honest with you, a little bit of a culture shock. Things were not like they were in Arcadia. So anyway, this Wednesday is my last day as a manager. I'm gonna go back in a real estate full time. So, but I'm still around. If anybody wants to ask me a question or anything, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll still help people because I'm a person that likes to help people. But officially, I'll just be a full-time agent starting Thursday. So I want to let everybody know that. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doug. We're gonna
Thanks.
make sure as a manager, but I respect your decision, and you know we're gonna have a great agent in the Alhambra's office, being you being one of the agents in the Alhambra. Appreciate that very much. Anybody have any question for Doug?
Thank you, Doug, for whatever you've done for the Arcadia office.
Thank you for all the Arcadia agents. I really like the Alhambra agents. I don't know them that well, but I got to say, man, I love all the Arcadia agents. I really do. I mean, we were a family. But
Right.
thank you, buddy. Thank you for
Thank
those
you.
words.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Okay, all right. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to share my message today, and which is the duty on the disclosure. And as you know, 70% of the lawsuit were on because of the non-disclosure. 70% in real estate litigation pertains to non-disclosure. So this is a very, very big topic, and this is something that we encounter every day, and we have to be careful every day because for any non-disclosure, you know, somebody's going to nail you for that. So it can be, you have to be very, very careful. And I'm sure that you know, you have a lot of lectures on or training on the disclosure, but I just want to remind you once in a while so that your memory will be fresh, and not to make a you know, mistake that you shouldn't make. Okay, now you know that the standard rule of the disclosure is when in doubt, disclose, right? That is very simple, but you know, in practice, it's not that simple because what is material? You know, you're supposed to disclose any material facts, but what is material can be to from one person, you know, is not very clear. And what is material for one may not be material to others, and may not be appear to be material to you. So if you forget to disclose this kind of information, and then you'll be liable for that. And so, you know, I want to go over some of the scenarios where you have to disclose, and some of the scenarios where you don't have to disclose. Now, and the first question you asked is that, well, do we have to disclose all the defects even though they are already repaired? You naturally you think that it has been repaired, so hopefully it will not happen again. So it's no use to no need to disclose to other parties. But that's not true, because those repair can reoccur. And then if it is a material, if it like you know, like a broken pipe in the inside the wall, it can be material, you know, and the buyer would like to know that you can have this kind of situation in the premises. So this kind of material facts has to be disclosed, even though they have been repaired. And that is very important. This is a very misleading. Sometimes they said, oh, well, you know, it's have been repaired already. So they probably don't even care, and they don't want to know. That is not true. So anyway, you disclose all the material facts, even though it has been repaired. Okay. And do you have to provide the copies of inspection report or other documents in their possession relating to the condition of the property? technically, you don't have, technically you don't, by law, you don't have to disclose. I mean, you don't have to produce the physical report itself. But then whatever is contained in the report, if it is material, you have to disclose that. Okay, that is by the law. But in addition to the law, you have the contractual application in the form, the SPQ form, because in the SPQ form, paragraph 5 of the SPQ form specifically asks seller about any reports, inspections, disclosure, warranty, maintenance, recommendation, and all that pertaining to the condition or the repair of the property. Okay, so if you have that property, you have to disclose it, and you have to provide the copies to the buyers, prospective buyers, all those documents in the possession by the seller. So by contract, if you have a physical inspection report or any kind of extensive repair, you are supposed to disclose it to the buyer. Although by law, you don't have to do the physical, the report. So yeah, you just and it's in a matter of transparency, you should disclose it anyway. You should instead of getting the material facts from the report, you just produce it to the prospective buyer, saying that, hey, this is all the material facts in the reports. So let them decide what is important or what is material or not. Okay, so that's the best way to handle the inspection reports. Now, a disclosure has to be made no matter how long ago the repair took place or how old the documents is. The answer is yes. You should not decide how old the inspection report is before you disclose it to the buyer. And any you shouldn't do the judgment of how old the report should be. The period of the repair and how what time frame you should disclose to the buyer, because it is anything that's with material, you should disclose to the buyer. How about how long do you have to keep the report? Well, by law, I mean, by the real estate license, the licensee has to keep the report for 3 years. And anything that's over 3 years, you don't have to keep. But anything that's less than 3 years, anything legally you are supposed to keep the record of it. And when they want to know about the report, you are supposed to disclose to them. And also the brokerage, the company itself, has to keep the report for at least 3 years. But the rule of thumb is that you give an additional year for over the legal requirements. So usually I would advise the agent to keep that report at least for 4 years. So that's the length of the time that you should keep the report. Now, once this 4 years has passed, well, when they ask you for the report, you don't have the legal responsibility to produce it to them. Now, how about well, if the report, how about if the report says that the report is only for the use of the person who ordered the report? In other words, if the seller pays for the report and order for the report, and the report is only for the use of the seller, and it's not for anybody else. Now, even though it says that you're supposed to disclose the report to the buyer, because this provision in the report is only for the benefit of the vendor who prepared the report. It's not for the agent, or it's not for the seller. So the seller still have the responsibility to disclose all the report and the content of the report to the buyer, even though there's a waiver provision in the report saying that it is only for the person for whom the report was prepared. Okay, so that's a very important distinction. That provision in the report itself will not protect you from your responsibility to produce a report to the buyer. Okay, and then you have to differentiate between the duty to disclose and the duty to protect clients' information. So on one hand, you have the duty to disclose the material facts, but on the other hand, you have the fiduciary duty to keep your client's confidential information confidential. So that's a fine distinction you should always keep in mind. So in other words, if you're disclosing the material facts, you're disclosing the structural defects, water damage, or mold, neighborhood hazards, or pending legal actions that supposed to be like lease pendants or code violations and stuff like that. Those are material facts, and also the death or crimes on the property. And if there's any death inside the premises, anytime within 3 years, you have to disclose it to the prospective buyer. And this duty to the transaction is to the public, not just to the clients. Okay, and also on the other hand, you have to protect the client's privacy. Some of the confidential information of your clients should not be disclosed to anybody else. For example, their health condition, or if they have certain medical problems, or their marital status, stuff like that. They are the client's privacy. You should not disclose it to the buyer in any way. And how does it play out in practice? On one hand, you have to disclose the material facts to the buyer. But on the other hand, you have to protect the confidential information of the sellers. So, but the material facts, it takes the precedence. In other words, it trumps the confidential information if that is the material facts is more important than the confidential information. For example, like if you're saying if there's a structural defect of the premises, and you have to disclose it to the buyer no matter what. But if you have some non-material private information, and it's confidential to the seller, you're not supposed to disclose in any way. For example, if for their divorces, or for job loss, or their willingness to negotiate the price of the purchase price, and those kind of non-material, the private information you should not disclose to the buyer in any way. And also, if you are a dual agency, you have the fiduciary duty to protect the information of both the seller and the buyer. So in that situation, you have to be even more careful about the confidential information. Now, for example, if the seller tells you that the agent they will accept $900,000, but the property was listing for $950,000, you being the listing agent should not tell the buyer's agent or the buyer about this kind of information or the information about the seller to concede the purchase price. So, and then if for the scenario 2, if a seller knows about a roof leak but asks the agent to keep it secret, you should not do that because this is the material fact, and it's not supposed to be seller's confidential information. So this you have to disclose no matter what. So if you can find the legal and the ethical code as the authority for this disclosure. In California Civil Code 2079-16, that requires disclosure of all known material facts. And then in the Code of Ethics of NAR, Article 1 and Article 9 requires the agent to protect the confidentiality, but not to conceal any material facts. Those are the two codes that give you the authority about the disclosure in the material facts and the confidential information. So this is a summary table. If there's a material fact about the most, yes, it's duty to disclose. Yes, but any duty to keep quiet? No, of course. And the seller's lowest acceptable price is confidential information, but it's not a material fact to the seller. So you don't have to disclose to the seller. I mean to the buyer. And what about the seller's divorce situation? It is not a material fact, but it's a confidential information. So you should keep it as a confidential information. And how about the structural issue? That is a material fact, of course, and it's not a confidential information. So you should disclose it no matter what. The bottom line is that you have to disclose the material fact, even though your clients would not want to disclose it. And once you know it, you have to disclose it, even against your client's wishes. And then come again, about the actual report, inspection report. The report itself, you don't have to disclose, but you have to tell your prospective buyer all the material facts in the report. So as a matter of transparency, you might as well disclose the whole report to the buyer, so that the buyer will know that you have not withheld any material information, and that's the best way to prove to the buyers that you have disclosed all the material information to him. But of course, you have to get the permission of the seller, because after all, the seller is your agent, and you have the responsibility to act to their best interest. And for some of the confidential information, especially, you have to get the permission of the seller to disclose it. Otherwise, that you'll be in breach of your fiduciary duty. So you have to balance between your duty to disclose material fact and your duty of keeping the confidential information for your clients. This is a fine line to walk, but you have to do that. Okay, so maybe once in a while you should revisit this issue, and just to make sure that you're doing the right thing, because hey, 70% of the lawsuits are on the non-disclosure. So disclosing the material fact is very, very important. Actually, as a matter of fact, we in our company have 2 lawsuits on this, which is on non-disclosure, and we pay hefty penalty for that. We pay a lot for that lawsuit. So I am always cognizant of this need to keep the agents informed about the non-disclosure, and that's why sometimes we have some outside speaker, keynote speaker, to come to talk to us about the disclosure, the duty of disclosure. So I hope this today I'll give you a little brief picture of your duty of disclosure. Hopefully it will mitigate your exposure to liabilities. Okay, and any questions on this? I'll stop sharing right now. Sorry about my voice. I have a very dry throat today.
On what Doug was talking about, meeting people and dealing with people, there's two things that were not mentioned. In the case of a murder on the property, you have to disclose. I heard it was 99 years.
99 years?
Yeah, for murder, where
Wow.
somebody was violently murdered.
Did you?
Remember the Hillside Strangler, the guy that killed somebody on Naomi in Arcadia?
Yeah.
Okay, they had to disclose until the building was demolished. And that took like 16 years. And then they built a medical place for some patient therapy.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, with the case of divorce, when you say, oh, the couple's getting a divorce, you just devalued the property, because then the buyers think, oh, they're desperate. They want to sell.
Yeah.
They hate each other.
Yeah.
So be careful about that.
But you don't have to you don't have to disclose the divorce of the couple. It's not a required disclosure. It's not such.
I understand that, but there's a lot of agents that go in there. Oh, they're desperate to sell because they're going through a divorce. Big no. You could get really in trouble for that.
Yeah,
like
you should not disclose that information at all.
Right.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Those are my 2 cents.
Peter,
Yeah.
I just heard yesterday that a lot of you put square footage and everything. This is a new build that even have the problem. That the square footage and everything in the MRMLS, but you always put in a comment that buyer to verify, and because the county doesn't really care, the county tax assessor is where we title company get all the information. And I talk to them all the time, and the county doesn't care about square footage. They just do it for reference purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so that is not reliable. That means always put the disclaimer in there. And I have one agent that always done that, and this one she didn't do, and the person is suing.
Yeah, I know.
So always put
Very good.
square footage and lot size is not, it's just for reference purpose, and we're not liable. Buyer to verify in every transaction, and also in your flyers when you market your property, in your postcards. Just be careful, because this is so stupid.
Yeah, good advice. And actually, we have a form that says the square footage that by it's a form. What is the short name of that? And it says that this is different agencies have different sources of information about the footage. So the buyer has the duty to verify it themselves. It's called a square footage, and what? Michelle, help me out with that.
Square footage and lot advisory.
A lot, that lot size, yes. Square footage and lot size.
It's a car form. Hey,
Yeah, and most people, when they see the title profile or what we sent them, they think that it's guaranteed. And just last week I called Carol Kwan at the county tax assessor. She says we don't even care if it's permanent. They do. The city sends them permit so they can update their file, but they don't really care about the building permit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that realtors has to be extra careful.
Right.
Okay, Herman wanted me to ask, what is the best source for square footage? I told him it may be the appraisal.
the building department of the city.
Right, but those don't always match, Nancy. It could be different all the way around.
Yeah, and I know this, we run into that. So make sure, that's why in the last few years, there's a lot of cash deals. And my good agents that when they put in a cash a transaction, they order appraisal themselves just to justify the price that the buyers are paying.
Yeah,
They say just pay for it.
it's crazy.
And
Yeah,
this
because
is,
the appraiser will measure it. You know, when you go into with attorneys with AIR, one of the things that they constantly re-stress is don't make the property about the square footage. And they go over and over this with you because, you know, there's in AIR contracts, there's a description of the property. And a lot of times people fill it in as approximately 28,000 square feet. They recommend that you don't make the property about the square footage for that very reason, because there's different measurements according to who's doing it. And so this is really good advice, Nancy.
Can I add to that?
Actually,
Hang on, we got somebody in the room adding. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Yolanda Martinez, Arenas, WFG National Title. What Nancy says is correct. We get our information, it's kind of like a chain. If people do it right, it goes from the city hall, then they forward their information, and that's if the permits are finalized.
Right.
We see and hear, and I talk to realtors who their clients started the process with permits, and then either they run out of money, or they're not happy with the contractor, or they said, we just want to save money now. And so they never finalize and get that certificate of occupancy. So there may be permits pulled, but then they expire or they're never finalized. So if your client does it correctly and adds on with permits and goes through the city, and then it is finalized, okay? So then the inspector will sign off, inspect it, final, sign off. Then they send the certificate of occupancy, and then the city hall sends that information to the tax assessor's office. Now, that's when the tax assessor cares, because they want to assess the property, especially if it's an add-on of bedrooms, baths, pool, etc. Okay, depending on what you add on. Okay, so then the title companies get our information from data companies like DataQuick, CoreLogic, Black Knights, whatever. So we get our information from these companies that get it from the tax assessor, which gets it from City Hall. So you see where it's a chain. Now, people do add on without permits or human error. Sometimes things drop through the cracks. Let's just face it. So when you're taking a listing, always question, you know, ask the seller, do you have permits? Did you do this? No, we bought it like this. Okay, so you're gonna have to start digging. And it is, you have to be careful, because title companies, the property profiles that we provide, it's free information, but it's just that, it's information to help you out. But it's not guaranteed. It's reliable, but not guaranteed. And I always say our property profiles are about 85–90% accurate, with that room for discretion. So you have to really be careful. The last point I just want to make is that I have a client who is being sued, a realtor is being sued, because he took a listing on a flip property. And I know right now there's a lot of flip property. In his description, he put 95% new. Okay, did you hear that? In his description, he put 95% remodeled or new. Guess what? The buyer sued, and the buyer won, because he did them. How are you going to prove 95% is a lot? So be careful what you do and say and put in your multiple listing. Please be careful. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you,
Yolanda. Good point, Yolanda. And to answer the Herman's question, which one is the most reliable source? Herman, never put yourself in a situation where you say that which one is the most reliable. Don't say that. You let the seller find out their own information. You just say that, hey, there are different sources of have different square footage. So that's then that the seller, I mean the buyer has to verify themselves, and you don't put any opinion on it.
I want to add something. I was kind of in the same situation when we came up with the square footage of the property, and then the buyer came by saying that it was something different. And for I think at least 2-3 days, we kind of had a little bit of just a disagreement, saying, well, they're saying it's this, and you're saying it's that, and we're gonna have to adjust the price and all that. But unfortunately, we never did do any adjustments regarding to that particular subject. But we just told him. I said, hey, this is what we got the information, and I go, it's your responsibility to check and all that, And we would put the disclosure too in the flyer. We put the disclosure, and we were said, the buyer's responsible, getting someone to have the appraiser and the square footage and stuff like that. So in the end, they didn't count the stairs. That was the issue. They didn't count the stairs.
Peter, remember the profile didn't have price per square footage? I loved it more because when you have so much data, you said price per square footage. That's when the buyer gets hold of it and said, well, you're short 100 square foot. So they want to cut your price.
Right.
That's why Michelle says, I don't care my house is 100 square feet smaller, but my appraisal is at that value. So guys, as an agent, you got to manage your client's expectation. Those are just data, and they're like hard data that doesn't have any good information. So have that in the back of your head, that the square footage is not what determines the price, like Michelle says.
Right.
What kind of paint did you use? What kind of material? That's a big difference in square footage.
Yes.
It's the bedrooms and bathrooms.
Well, they don't care. They when the buyer wants to negotiate price with you, they're looking at the square footage, whatever it's to their advantage.
They will do anything to their advantage, Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. True.
Very good discussion.
Can I tell you a story about the square footage stuff?
No.
Is that Carlos? There was a couple, they were both attorneys down in San Clemente on the Cliffs, and they bought a $3 million house they said that was like 4,000 something square feet. Well, they had new carpeting put in. And when the carpeting people came, they said, here's the square footage, and this is what we're charging you per square foot. Well, it was less than what was recorded in the time. This is like 20 years ago in the deeds and all that stuff. The seller, the buyer, because they were attorneys, wound up suing everybody because of the additional square footage that the carpet people measured caused her irreparable harm. And they won down in Orange County courts. So we got to be extra careful.
So at least we do have that card form that says that, you need to, the buyer has a responsibility to check the square footage on their own and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
That's where we cover ourselves in that situation.
Not only that, you have an appraisal and they can go in, and I've seen people do it with those roller measures. I've actually seen a buyer come in with their own roller measure or a contractor measuring. That's fine. More power to them. I think that's great.
Yeah. That way everything's out in the open.
Yeah. Let them find out during their contingency period. It's really good.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They have to find out themselves. You have to satisfy themselves with the right measurement, or they don't buy it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Good discussion. That's good.
Yes.
Thank you, Nancy, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay.
I'm heading out. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Take
Have
care.
a nice
Thank
week.
you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Peter.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a
Goodbye,
great
everybody.
week.
Bye, Peter.
We'll see
Bye,
you.
Michelle. Bye, Doug.
Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.